So now we have the Justice Department suing the state of Arizona over its immigration law. Give us an overview of that law, Naphtali.
Of the law itself? Well, the law says a lot of things. For example, it doesn't let individual communities in Arizona be more permissive about immigration than the federal law says. But the most incendiary part of it that's really gotten the attention is the part that says that police officers, if they have contact with anyone and they have reasonable suspicion, and that's the term that's in the law, that the person may be an illegal immigrant, then they have to verify whether or not that person is or isn't. And that's been controversial because a lot of people think it would lead inevitably to racial profiling, to the police going after people who seem to be of Hispanic origin, and President Obama has been very outspoken against it.
And now you've got other states thinking about enacting the same kinds of laws. Shayla.
That's right. Apparently, Utah, South Carolina, and Oklahoma are considering similar laws. Those are three states with conservative majorities that would be, a lot of states have considered these laws. Those three states are considered the most likely to impose them. In Oklahoma, you have an effort to go even further by making it a felony. The government would be allowed to seize assets from companies that hire illegal immigrants. That is definitely entering a new realm, but yet I think it reflects a new reality about immigration and the way people see immigration, a lot of it tied to the violence in Mexico spilling over the borders.
Shayla Murray of the Washington Post. You're listening to the Diane Rehm Show. And John Dickerson, I gather that's going to be a huge campaign issue.
It will be a huge campaign issue, and it's not clear how it cuts. The Justice Department action to basically say that this Arizona law is unconstitutional and to stop it from going into effect on the 29th of July. In some places, in some Senate races, and particularly Harry Reid's maybe in Nevada, the idea is that this Democratic action will increase Hispanic vote participation for the Democrats. That might also benefit candidates in Colorado and California. Lots of other Democrats would say no, just the opposite. It energizes Republicans who think about this as a states' rights issue. They are already significantly exercised about immigration, and the majority of this country supports the Arizona legislation. Conservative Republicans support it quite a lot, too, but they also see this as the federal government meddling in two ways. One, didn't meddle enough to deal with the border, not doing its job. But then when Arizona picks up and does what it has to do, in comes the government meddling with a bunch of lawyers. So it exercises the Republicans in a way, in the short term, that can hurt Democrats. Final point is, long term, though, this country is trending more Hispanic voters. And in the end, this might be the kind of thing, if Democrats are associated with helping Hispanics, that benefits the Democrats in the long term.
But what the lawsuit actually says, I mean, it mentions racial profiling, but its main argument is that the state is undertaking something that's the province of the federal government, that like foreign affairs or making war, immigration and dealing with borders is something only the federal government can do. That's the main argument in the lawsuit. And then you have these other states that Shayla was talking about passing these laws that are much like Arizona's, and you have shaping up kind of a major constitutional battle that to me is sort of reminiscent of the civil rights era, where you had these states doing these things, the federal government telling them they couldn't, and then you have a clash that has to be resolved in the courts.